What is happening, Cybertronians? So today we are taking a look at the Transformers Legacy United Armada Universe Starscream. And as soon as I seen this figure, I knew instantly I wanted to get it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not disappointed with him whatsoever. Yes, I have a couple of tiny nitpicks, but we will get into them later on in the review. But firstly, we will have a quick look at his Cybertronian jet mode, and honestly, this looks like they took it right from the episode, like straight out of the show itself. It is near perfect. Some nice detail around the cockpit, red with the triangular navy piece there, I guess you could call it. Now, just while we're here, one of the first tiny nitpicks I have is just the way the arms work. They don't line up perfectly well, so sometimes they can be angled out to the side a bit or angled forward. But as well as that, right here, these tabs don't like to stay tabbed in. But again, it's not a deal breaker, but it can get a little bit frustrating, especially when you're transforming it. But just looking around at the details, you have his cannons here. Now, unlike the original toy, these are molded in place, so they can't rotate around. He does have his Cyber Planet key right there, nice and small. Unfortunately, I don't have a Cyber Planet key original one to compare this to, but take a close look in there and you see a nice Decepticon logo molded in there, all in that clear plastic. And underneath, he have his weapon storage right here, which I think that works exceptionally well for hiding it if you want it out of the way. Now, there is somewhere else that you can put his gun. So to get it out, you literally just pop these sections open as I bump the camera, remove the gun and close these up as I bump the camera again. What is wrong with me? And these do tab together. Now, on some copies I've heard that these don't tab in super securely, but with mine, you can hear the click or the snap in to place there, and it is very secure for me. Now, what I'm thinking is that when you tab it together, these pieces here, one can be lower down than the other. So if that's the case, just get out the front and line them up there to where they're flush, or as flush as you can get it. And I find that usually takes care of that, no problem whatsoever. So with the gun, now just before we continue, a quick look at the gun, done in that same transparent plastic as his Cyber Planet key. Now again, as I said in my last review, I'm not a fan of transparent plastic. Its longevity is questionable at best, but it is what it is. I just hope that if they re-release this guy, they re-release him with solid plastic weaponry. But as I was saying, to store it in his other location, you have two tabs here and here, and they go into the notches that are here and here on the gun. So to get that in place, you literally just feed the barrel through, line those notches up on the bottom, just like that. It's not a super tight connection, but it does the job well enough that I will, as of course it's fighting me now, because like with MGO, the camera is on, but there you go. Once you have it lined up, which I actually don't, so this is partially on me as well. There we are, just like that. And you have him with his blaster mounted in between his tail fins, ready to take on some Autobots. So just taking a quick look at the detail. So here he is from the sides, nicely detailed there. From the front, here he is from the top, and that's a decent size right there. That is actually a very decent size. Here he is from the bottom, and as you can see, everything cleans up so well. You would not think that this was a robot in jet form. And from the back, Now for comparison, here he is with the Legacy Armada Universe Megatron, with the Legacy G1 Universe Gears, and with the Legacy Transformers Animated Optimus Prime. So getting down to transformation with this guy is actually pretty straightforward. Now, just a quick note, if you wish, you can remove these wings for transformation. It is completely optional. You don't have to if you don't want to, but the option is there. So what I like to do first is come back here to the tail fins and just separate them like that. Just move them off to the side for now, just like that. Then I come under here, untab these pieces here, just like that, and rotate at this point now. Rotate as I, again, bump the camera. What is going on with me? Sorry, folks. But rotate these pieces back just like that to give you the clearance to get his legs out. Now, the legs tab in multiple places. Up here and down here, there's actually two tabs down here in the nose cone. So just to show that quickly, as best you can, pry that apart and you can actually see there the two tabs, one down here and one right there. So once that's done, just come back around here and start to just take this piece away from here. And as you can see, there is a tab right there that goes into a slot. I don't know how well you can see it, just in there. So once you have that done, just pull the foot out, bring the leg down, rotate it forward, bring this panel in to fill in the back of the leg, bring the nose cone, just flip it in, and for the final touch on this side, just bring this piece back to complete his heel spur, compress the foot down, and there you go. One leg already done. So rinse and repeat on the other side. So just untab his kneecap, bring the leg down, straighten everything out, close that panel up, flip in the nose cone, flip out the heel, and just so you can see, this is where the heel spur is actually stored when he's in jet mode. So you just flip that back, compress the heel up, and there's his legs completely finished. So as you can see, he is actually starting to get very tall already. Next step, what you want to do is just, you have this hook tab right here, which is going to go into a notch just in there, that notch right there. So you just bring that down and it does tab in very securely. You'll hear that nice satisfying click. Once you have that done, come back here and this panel, just bring that down. Oop. Don't worry about that, it's a friction hinge, so if you do pop it off, it's not a problem, and it's actually the first time that's happened to me. But rotate the head out, and if this panel does pop off, just pop it right back on just like that. So there's no harm done there. And you have a tab right here which will go into a slot right there. I don't know how well you can see that, but just close that up and that will secure his head into place. Next, come to these pieces here, the forearms, just untab them from the sides and then rotate the arms forward. Just leave it like that for now. Bring these tail fins down and have them just like that. Or if you wish, you can have them coming in just that little bit further. It's your figure, display it whatever way you like. So when you come around to the front here, just straighten out the arm. And you can actually see for transformation to get into jet mode, the arm, while it's down like this, that's obviously not the orientation. So you just bring the arm up like that and it will just soft tube into place. Rotate around, open this panel right here, which is very hard to do with a camera under your chin. And you see his hand stored in there just like that. Rotate the fist out, close that up, and then rotate this piece all the way around so it's oriented just like that, and rinse and repeat for the other side. So bring that down, open that up, flip the hand out, rotate the arm around so that's facing the right way, and just get everything oriented. And there you have Legacy Armada Universe Starscream in his robot mode. And again, he looks like they just took him straight off of the animation. It is amazing looking. So just a quick look at the details here. You can have a look at the head sculpt there. Nice head sculpt, and you can see him with little Starscream grin on his face. Shoulder intakes. Just moving on down to the chest, everything that we've seen in jet mode. So again, those cannons molded into place. It would have been nice if they could have moved, but it is what it is. Nice paint detail there. Now, just a side note, I don't know how well it's coming across, but the paint on this silver stripe here, just on the side, it's not, in my opinion, finished. There is a bit of red bleed on that, but maybe that's the way it was meant to be, I don't know. So just round to the side, lots and lots of lovely detail molded in there. Very clean transformation, very little kibble on what is on them. Like with these tail fins, that is meant to be there. And actually, just while we're talking about the tail fins, they are packed separately. So they do come in the box just like this. So you just have to tab them in just like that and you're good to go. But all around, very well done figure. Very well done. So just to note as well, as I was saying, you don't have to leave his wingtips on. They do come off, and they are actually packed separately in the box, so you just tab them on. And they also have his energon blades in there. I'll show that off now in just a second, but as you can see, it is hollow. And so I'm being hounded trying to record this, sorry, but it is hollow on the inside. Now, normally I'm not a big fan of hollow pieces, but with this, when you have it tabbed onto him, you barely even notice. And you can have this tabbed on his shoulder here, or if you wish, you can have it tabbed into his forearm just like that. Now, why you would want to do that, I don't know, but it's your figure, display it however you like. And the other accessories that he comes with, which I showed off at the start of the review, you have his Cyberplanet key, and the way this works, which I thought was very good, you have a slot right back here, which of course the Cyberplanet key can tab into just like on the original figure, just like that. Now, it just sits in there, it doesn't activate any gimmicks or anything, but it's still a nice homage to the show and what the toy done as well. But once you have that tabbed in, if you want, you can flip down his arm mounted blades and have that going on. But another thing that you can do with the Cyberplanet key as well, if you so wish, is with his blaster here, there is a slot right there, which the key can actually tab into just like that. And usually, to be honest, that is precisely how I have it stored, especially when Starscream is holding his weapon. So for articulation on this guy, he is actually packing with articulation. His head is on a ball joint, so you can get up and down. No side-to-side movement, but he does have a full 360 turn there. His arms can, if you leave him in this configuration, his arms can only go out that far. But if you get this panel here and just, with the greatest of ease, get it to move down just like that, it gives you much further range of motion there. And actually, if you want with it like that, it also gets the blades to extend it that bit further. Whereas if you have it folded up all the way, as you can see, the blades don't come down as far. The wingtips here, for whatever reason, can move forward and backwards. So if that has any useful purpose for you, there you go. You can get a full 360 bicep rotation. He does have a butterfly joint there, so nice range of movement with that alone. The elbows, you can get over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. He does have bicep rotation. He does have, or does he have? No, no, he does. He has wrist rotation, but it is very snug on my copy. So just something to watch out for. He does have wrist rotation. Now, he doesn't get full 360, but you get more than enough for what you want to do with this guy. Legs can kick forward that far, so you can get a nice big boot. He can kick back all the way, so if somebody's coming up behind him, he can easily take them out there. He can do the full splits and then some, just like that. Does have a thigh rotation, full 360 thigh rotation, and actually just on the legs, they are fully filled in, so there's no hollow gaps on this guy whatsoever, with the exception of his shoulder pads. For knee bend, due to transformation, he does get a nice deep knee bend there. For toes, because of transformation, they can go all the way down, they can go up an amazing amount, and you do get, of course, ankle tiltage, which with this piece here, they molded it so that it looks like it's constantly filled in, but obviously if you go too far, it breaks that illusion. But again, the articulation on this guy is probably the best that I've seen in a mainline figure thus far. Now, there has been one or two other figures where the articulation has been as good, but we will obviously get to them in later reviews. So here he is with the Armada Universe Megatron, and actually that scale I think works quite well. I know they're two different cartoons altogether, but that works well for me. Here he is with the G1 Legacy United gears. And here he is with the Transformers Legacy Animated Universe Optimus Prime. So that has been my look at the Transformers Legacy United Cybertron Universe Starscream, and what to say about this guy. He is, the only way I can describe him is that he is a love letter to the fans of Transformers Cybertron, especially the fans of this mold. And I have to say, they done an amazing job. The details on it are on point. The articulation is next to perfect, second only to none. And the nice little details with the likes of his Cyber Planet key and the Energon blades, just a nice touch. I know with the Legacy line, they have been given characters like Bulkhead, the animated Prime, a modernized, up-to-date version, but with this, they just left him as he is, because there's no way they could have done this any better. I got this guy from Smith's Toy Store here in Dublin for €35. So look up smiths.ie, find them on eBay, go Hasbro Pulse, but if you get a chance, pick this guy up. Well worth it. Such a fantastic figure, and I'm so glad that I have this guy added to my collection. Anyway, that has been my look at the Transformers Legacy United Cybertron Universe Starscream. And remember, being a nerd is the right of all sentient beings. Stay safe, nerds.